Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Welcome back nieces and nephews, this is your Uncle Charles, and the SPY retested the bottom of the chop zone. If you guys been watching Uncle's videos lately, I mentioned that the chop zone, the chop range for SPY is 555 up to 563. Today we hit 555 and got some buying pressure. You can see on the 15-minute chart, hit 555. This is after market, but it hit it during the market in power hour, right before the market closed, before it bounced. Around power hour it bounced. Tested the bottom of the chop range. So technically speaking, SPY is still stuck in the chop range. So my lean for SPY at least is going to be still neutral. I'll switch bearish when we break down 555, targeting those lower levels, 553.4, 550, possibly all the way down to 548-ish. But got to break down 555 for Uncle to turn bullish. Turn bearish. Now, if we are going to turn bullish, 557, 559 must clear to put 561, top of the chop range at 563 in play. And if we clear 563, honestly, guys, I think we're going to do more than hit all-time highs, which is at 565. I think we're going to break it and head to new all-time highs. That's if we clear those levels tomorrow, all right? So we break down 555, go bearish, look to short. And if we start clearing and getting a bounce, the chop continues. Clearing 557 should put us back, and 557, 559 could put us back to the top of the chop range at 553. But I can't fully get bullish unless the top of that range clears, okay? Now, Triple Q, while I'm neutral on SPY, I'm actually bearish on Triple Q. We broke down the mother candles low. We broke down that important fib level, 473.2, and I mentioned multiple times, if you guys watch my Triple Q coverage, that I would switch bearish if Triple Q breaks down 473.2, and it definitely did today, going as low as 467.8 is great stuff. So with that being said, we got the breakdown. I am going to stay bearish on Triple Q as long as below 473.2. All right, breaking down 470 is a plus. But if we break down 468 next, the next fib level is at 466. And if we lose 466, much more downside is incoming. Selling pressure will continue. All right, so I'm overall bearish below 473.2, and I am not trusting any bounce unless we recapture that level. As of right now, resistance is at 470, 472, and 473.2. Clear those levels, Uncle will switch back to bullish, because that would be a false breakdown setup. Okay, but as of right now, it's looking bearish. 466 is the target, and if that fails, we got the gap fill at 463-ish. Tesla is looking bearish to me as well. Broke down that 210 level, 212 and 210. I mentioned if we break those levels down, I'd be bearish. And breaking it down, it definitely did. And it went to hit the fib level at 203. Got a nice bounce around that area, going as low as 202.5-ish. All right. If we are going to get bearish, it got to break down 203 tomorrow for bearish follow through. I'm already bearish as long as below 210. But for bearish follow through, for more downside, 203 needs to fail to put 200 or lower in play. I will only trust the bounce if we can recapture lost levels, starting with 205, 206.5, 208, and 210. If those levels can recapture, especially 210, then maybe I would, be a little more bullish. 212, 214, and 216 would be targets. 216 clears, a bottom is in. I'll call a bottom if we can recapture 216. All right. Otherwise, if we lose 203, sell off, more downside incoming. Don't argue with the price action. NVDA reported some earnings. Got some selling pressure. People took profits. All right. Right now it's around 120-ish. I am overall bearish on NVDA as long as below 123. Okay. So tomorrow, wherever we open, if it's below 123, I'm overall bearish. I can't get bullish unless we recapture 121.5 and 123. If those levels clear, then Uncle would probably look to long. But as of right now, 120 fails, 118.5, 117, 115.5, and 114 are all in play. Okay, like I said, I'm overall bearish as long as below 123. IWM, that bearish counterattack. This was in my last video. I talked about the bearish counterattack. And it definitely showed some follow through. I would have liked some more follow through, but hey, we'll take what we can get. The bearish counterattack was around the 220.4-ish level. I mentioned if we break down 219.7 and 218 to be bearish with 216.7 as the first target, then 215, 213, and 211.8 below. We hit that 216.7-ish target. Went a little lower intraday, but we did not get the daily chart close below. So if we got more downside and this bearish counterattack shows more follow through, then 216.7 must fail to put those targets I mentioned in play: 215, 213, and 211.8. I'll only trust the bounce if 218 and 219.7 can recapture. That will put 220.4 in play. And above 220.4, the bearish counterattack is invalidated with 222 and 224 plus as targets to the upside. All right, guys, let's take a look at dog pool. So this is SPY 558. We had about 1.3 billion in premium come around 558. 558.14, and then we also had a billion in premium 558.15, so 1 cent off, very close to each other. And then 1.3 billion at 561.49. Add those levels to your charts as dark pool levels, guys. Triple Q, majority of activity came in at 471.3, and then the other majority, well, 29% came in at 471.19. Very close to each other. How about IWM? 217.2 with 58% of activity came in, and about 218.69 with 35% of activity came in. Let's see, Tesla, 205.75, and then about around 206.56. So it's a good amount of activity around that area. And for NVDA, dark pool levels at 125.6. I actually have a fib level at 125.5. So pretty cool to see that it's so close to my fib level. Now, option flow filter for 100K premiums, 100K premiums or above. Let's look for only above the ask. And we'll look at all expiration date. And right now, it is a bearish. Bearish, guys. Now, I want to look for those out the monies. These are all above the ask. So when it comes to above the ask, the puts are killing it. Higher quantity and higher amount of money. Bears are aggressive right now. Look at this, 562 strike price. That's in the money. They enter around 558, but September 20th. Is there any out the money? I want to look for out the money because those out the money ones are very aggressive. I know we had an out the money one from last week. That was a, 525 strike price. I'm pretty sure they're happy right now. I'm not seeing any out the money. How about out the money calls? Oh, look at this. Above the ask, they enter around 558.3ish, over 100K in 1,000 premium. 605 strike price for March 21st. So they definitely have time on it. They got plenty of time, but for some reason they decided that right now was a good time to enter. They bought the dip, so that's what they did. Overall, though, bearish. Let's see what Triple Q holds. Overall bearish for Triple Q. The slight edge to quantity of contract is the calls, but money-wise, bigger money-wise, the bigger money's going with puts. That's why it says bearish. Above the ask. These are all above the ask. Well, we got, look at this, 450 strike price. Look at that. Y'all see this? This is Triple Q around 467 is right now. But we got a 450 strike price for next week, September 6th. We got a 440 strike price for October 18th. Plenty of time. They got plenty of time. We got a bunch of calls here above the ask. Big size. Look like they August 29th, August 29th for tomorrow. They're counting on a bounce. I mean, Triple Q, like I said, is around 467.8 right now. What I love about Cheddar Flow is they show you where they enter. A lot of these calls, they enter around 468.99, 469, 468.9. So they entered around the 469 area. And Triple Q look like it wants to head down lower. So they might not be happy. But hey, these are aggressive. These are a lot of money. They entered today, so maybe they're expecting like some type of gap up tomorrow. Maybe this is just a 1 day trade. I mean, obviously, it's just expiration days tomorrow, but I will say it's pretty aggressive. I want to see for out the money. It's cool to see out the money. Not really any out the money except for that 450 one for next week, and of course the 440. So I'll see it. Much more aggressive put buying from the big money. IWM, it's bullish. These are all above the ask. September 9, 209 strike price. These are puts. So IWM is around 217-ish right now. They got a 209 strike price for September 6th. They entered around 217-ish. So they're betting to the downside, guys. This is pretty aggressive out the money puts here. As far as calls, all the calls are above the ask. Short term. Let me see. August 30th, August 3rd. This one this is October 18th for 210 strike price. Very in the money. This one's 225, a bit out the money, but it's January 17th. And this one's 225 strike price for September 30th, so they got time. These people are expecting Triple Q to go up, and this person expecting it to go down in the shorter term. Okay, good to see the context. Tesla is bearish. Tesla is around 202-ish, 203-ish right now. So I'm trying to see if there's any out the money. I'm not seeing any out the money for calls or puts except. Okay, so for calls, they entered around 206.95. They got a 225 strike price September 20th. September 20th expiration date. I'd say that's pretty aggressive. Out the money. Yeah, a lot of these people, they're expecting a bounce into like mid-September or something like that. And what's last but not least, NVDA. How about that? And it's bullish. What was NVDA? NVDA is around 119.7-ish as of doing this video. So we got some puts here. That's August 30th. They got a couple of days for 113 strike price. That's a split. It doesn't really stick out to me. This is someone bought call. Someone's buying the dip 140 strike price for September 20th. They entered around 126.5. Oh wow. So they're really down. Were they trying to play earnings? I don't know if they were trying to play earnings, but they're down a lot right now. They're probably very angry, guys. I hope not. I mean, I hope they're okay. Oh, look at this. September 6th calls for 140 strike price out the money. So we're seeing like more aggressive calls being bought for NVDA despite the price action looking bearish. Interesting. All right, guys. So, yeah, I hope you guys found value in today's video. I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys want more content from me, join the Discord, all right? I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. Peace.